Welcome.
To the joy of coding.
Hello, and welcome to episode 293 of The Joy of Coding. My name is Mike Conley. It's so good to have you here. We're going to be live hacking on some Firefox stuff today. Really looking forward to it. Probably going to be writing some tests. Who knows what's going to go on? But I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into it. So I'll share my screen. All right, so today is July 6th, 2022, episode 293. We're only 7 episodes away from episode 300. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not entirely certain what we're going to do for episode 300. One of my first bullets here is if you have any ideas on anything special you'd like me to do for episode 300, you can let me know in the Rate This Episode form. I read everything that comes in. That's where I got some of these questions from. So if you've got any ideas on anything special we could do for episode 300, just drop them in there and I'll check them out. I jumped ahead. I should start by prefacing, like I always do, and say that no plan survives breakfast. I don't know how the stream's going to go. I kind of have a sense of what I want to do. I kind of have a sense of like the things I'm hoping to fix or get to. But I might get stuck. I might get sidelined, sidetracked, rabbit hole, distracted. Who knows what's going to happen? And that's okay. You know, we're capturing what I like to call software development in the raw. I might just dip out of frame. That sort of thing can happen. It's okay. This is low production value, but you know that's okay. You know, think Bob Ross production values. Everything's going to be fine. The second thing to note is that the agenda that we're looking at is something you have access to. If you're watching this on Air Mozilla, check out the details section for the video. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out the video description. Same goes for diode.zone. If you're watching on diode.zone, then if you're watching this on diode.zone, there should be a video description. And if you're watching this on Twitch, I'm going to drop the link in the Twitch chat right now. Just give me a quick sec. Scooby-Doo. Where do I put the Twitch chat? Where's Matrix? Badoo agenda. So hopefully you can see that. That just went to the Twitch chat. And you can follow along. And as I update the agenda in Joplin here, then you know it'll update at that link. There is an episode guide. You should know that there is an episode guide. So if you ever want to know what I did during a particular episode, you can follow along in the episode guide. And you should contribute. If you are interested in contributing, the episode guide is completely viewer driven. You can send me pull requests to the repository to like help populate the episode guide. You can add your own notes, addenda, corrections, that sort of thing. If you're not sure what I mean by a pull request or a repository or an episode guide, you can follow the links in the agenda here to learn more. And in fact, I haven't checked recently. There might actually be some pull requests waiting for us to merge. Let's take a quick check. Do a quick look-see here. There are 2 pull requests to merge, episodes 290 and 291. Let's get those merged in. So what I like to do whenever I'm merging in episode guide entries is I just make sure that the dates are correct, because these are all done, I presume, by hand by someone. So it was 290 June 1st. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. It was on June 1st in 2022. Those links look correct. That link looks correct. I gave a note to Amy and Katie to have a great trip. I gave a shout out to my Uncle Mark and to my good friend Elad Difficult, who was sick during the day. We talked about Doc Shell and all sorts of other stuff, and we started looking at that Zoom issue. That all looks right, so we're gonna, that looks great. Episode 290, rocking it. So 291, similar situation. It was 7 days later on June 8th. 291, yeah, that looks right. That looks right, 291. I talked about how I was on diode.zone. I am going to fix a typo here, as well. That should be as well. There should be a space in there. I'll fix that in just a sec. We kept looking at the Zoom thing. And then I talked a little bit about languages you can use for if you're first learning to program. I personally, I was advocating for JavaScript if you want to learn some basics, and Rust if you want to get your hands dirty in some systems programming. Python is great as well. All of these are going to show you a lot of the basics that you'll get in most languages, like flow control, variables. All of the basics you're going to get in those languages. In most languages you would as well. But I find that these are the easiest to get up and running, especially JavaScript, because you just need to like open up your console. Whoopsie daisy. You just need to open up your console and you can like type stuff in there and execute some JavaScript. All that looks good. I'm gonna fix that one typo though, so I'm gonna edit this and put a space in here. So I'm gonna like fix small typo. Gonna commit that, and then we are gonna merge this in. Merge pull request 290 291 confirm. Boom. Confirmed. So that's merged in. There's another pull request in here for Dependabot for something that Adzo, which is that tool that I was using for doing automatic transcription using deep speech. This is just like a dependency bump. So I'll just do that. Easy peasy, no problem. I haven't used Adzo in a while, but maybe someday we can keep going. So I see Smurf D says, yes, El Manuel. I don't know who El Manuel is, Smurf D, but thank you for your contributions to the episode guide as usual. So what was I hoping to look at today? Well, the first thing I wanted to do was actually check out this bug, which I'd already actually submitted a patch for yesterday, and actually that patch, I think, was queued for auto-land. It auto-landed 11 minutes ago. And this is a patch to make it easier to theme. Okay, I mean manually in fake Spanish. El Manuel. Yes, I see what you're saying. Yes, El Manuel. I wrote a patch for this to make it easier to theme in content pages, like about preferences, for example. And that was to unblock one of my colleagues, S. Clements here. But I would like to write a test for it. So that's what I'm hoping to start with today. So what do I want to do? How do I want to get started there? Well, first I'm going to briefly explain how Lightweight Consumer Child works, what it does, and how I want to. And maybe we can then talk about testing strategies. So there are really two parts to this. Theme child, rather. Lightweight theme child, and what was the other one? Content theme. So these two files are the nuts and bolts of how you like theme an in-content page. So for example, one of the in-content pages we theme, if I just bring up my build here, is the About Home page here. So if I go to add-ons and themes, choose themes, hold on, choose themes, and then choose like, I don't know, like this fun Alpenglow theme. That didn't change that one. Maybe what I meant, colorways. That's what I wanted to do. I want to try some of these colorways. So these are themes that like kind of go deeper and will change like some of the underlying colors. Like see how this sidebar got themed just now? New tab is all like dark blue. If I were to change this to like green, then the background of the new tab page becomes green. So how does that work? What's going on? All of these colorways, theme colors, like these are your standard lightweight themes. We just have them sort of pre-packaged in the browser. And the way they work is they're set a series of colors that are assigned to variables. And those variables will be used in content. It can be used in content for things like the background color of certain things. And you can say, okay, if the variable is set, use this color. Otherwise, here's a fallback color to use, or that sort of thing. And so the files we were looking at here, lightweight theme child and content theme, these are the glue that actually end up setting those variables inside of content pages. Because, even if you've got, like when we're setting the variables inside of the parent process or within the top level window, it's relatively straightforward. We have a document up here representing the browser UI, and we set our theme variables, no problem. But then whenever you've got in content pages, you basically have to clone all the rules over and then and then set the variables inside those individual content pages. Same thing goes with the sidebar. The sidebar is also hosting a content. This is like a little mini browser running in the parent process, and you set variables in there as well. And the way that's done is using this library, this little utility script called content theme, and its job is to listen for a particular event. In this case, it waits for this event called lightweight theme set. And to be clear, only privileged pages like About Home, which runs in the privileged about content process, or parent process pages will ever get this event. They're the only ones. So your web pages out in the wild are not going to hear about this. But if we hear this event, then what we do is we handle the event. We check to see what kind of things we're doing here. Either we're like setting a theme, or we're changing being in dark mode or not. That's one of two events we might listen for. And in either case, in the first case, actually, we're going to set properties. And what that's going to do is it's going to go through our in-content variable map here, and it's going to pull out these particular properties in this object that gets sent down, and then assign them to these variables. So if you, if for example, you were using lightweight theme sidebar highlight text color, we can see that being used for sidebars. If we pull up Search Fox here, we can see that that's being used inside of our sidebar, some of our sidebars, to say like, hey, okay, here is the text color for whenever you are highlighted, whenever an item is selected. We might have something for just the sidebar text color, the default text color. And that's here whenever we just have like a sidebar. The color, the default color over here, right now it looks like it's white, but if we were to change it to like this blue colorway, then like notice that the font color changes, and that's because the LWT sidebar text color variable also changed. So hopefully that is clear what's going on here. Smurfy asks, have colorways come back? Not yet. I think there's some work to maybe introduce some new ones. The ones I'm tinkering with now are just test ones that are in the nightly build that I can turn on. I don't actually know like whether or not these are like, I don't think you can turn those on. They're just testing ones. So the where am I going with this? These variables, how do we make these variables work inside of a page like About Preferences, like this one right here, or About Add-ons for that matter? Like, did you notice that whenever we were changing the themes, that like the background color of About Add-ons wasn't changing here? It's all staying the same, and we can change the light, the darkness. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change. Why is that? Well, that's because it doesn't use content-theme.js, but even if it did, there was the bug that I have fixed. So that takes us back to here, where if you are in a non-sidebar, so this is a sidebar, and this is running inside of a browser in the parent process, and what I found was that there's a bug where if you are running in a parent process document, like About Add-ons or About Preferences, then the lightweight theme child doesn't properly fire the event. It doesn't properly fire the event, that lightweight theme set event, which is what content theme depends on. And that's because it was having a hard time properly computing get Chrome outer window ID, which I don't want to go into a whole lot of detail about what's going on here, but basically it is possible for us to theme an individual window at a time. Like if we use the instead of using the testing colorways, let's go get some lightweight themes from addons.mozilla.org. Let's find a basic lightweight theme. What oatmeal? Meat memo? No. What's a good theme? Or you know what? Even better, we'll go to color.firefox.com. This is a handy tool where you can just like download some themes here. Let's download a preset theme. What's a good one? What's something? Let's do this dramatic hot dog stand one. So here's a preset theme. Let's get it. How do I get it? I have to like install this add-on. Scooby-Doo. Add it. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let's turn on hot dog stand. Scoop. Okay. So what we would like, I guess there ones that affect. Yeah, this is one that affects the sidebar. There are some like advanced colors, sidebar text. Like I can change the sidebar color there. That's interesting. Sidebar border. Let's make that red. See, I can change those colors. The sidebar itself, I'm gonna make that. See, I'm not a theme designer. That's why my theme looks like garbage. But you know, we have these powers, and it'd be nice if we could supply more powers for things like the background of the add-ons manager. Now, for now, I'm thinking we could use like the new tab background color as just a proxy. Like if we were, let's do a quick test. I'm going to shut down for now. We're gonna go to about. Let's do about preferences actually. Preferences. HTML. This is our about preferences page. Here are all the scripts. I'm gonna bring in that content theme script. What does that look like when I bring that in? Now, I'm not actually trying to make it so that we can theme these things right now. It's just so that it can be supported. Because ultimately what I want to do, the whole point of what I'm trying to do is to make it easier to test. Because I already fixed the issue. I want to make it easier to test. Or I actually want to write a test. But let's set our content theme there. And then what's the other thing I wanted to do? Where's the CSS? Preferences.css. Background color. Spotlight. Let's just do like body, background color, and then we're gonna say what's the new tab background color. Like that's what it is, right? Yeah, background color. I just want to see how this is used elsewhere. Like welcome. Does about welcome use it? New tab button secondary color it uses. It uses some of the button colors, but it doesn't actually use the background color. Okay. What if we just grab just this rule back? Yeah, for now. This is probably fine, just to get us started. We're just gonna drop that in and see what happens. So build faster, and then we'll run. Just want to see if this works. Yeah, don't quit your day job, says Smurf D. For yeah, my color schemes are disgusting. I don't have much in the way of good taste when it comes to color. I like shades of gray. Look, it all looks good. Okay, so preferences. So I'm not actually seeing that variable being set in here. Like I don't see content theme. Let's see here. Body. Background color. New tab background color is not set. Oh, I think there's one more thing I needed to do, which is to make sure that lightweight. I have to make sure that about preferences is added to this list. There's actually a question. So I just did mock build faster, and there's a question later on about like when do you run it and when do you not. That's actually two questions. So I'll answer that later. I don't fully. I think it's gonna depend. But I'll tell you towards the end of the episode. I'll address those questions. Okay, so let's see. Settings, nothing. Where's that background color? Come on, I want my snazzy background color. It's not set. Hey, come on now. What's going wrong here? Let's open up this. Outer window ID. What is Chrome window outer window ID? 3. Okay, good. Then we're going to update. Now we run into there again. Yeah, 3. And what's the event detail? What's the data? Sidebar text. Huh. We weren't sent everything. Inside of, where's our stack? Handling of the event of DOM content loaded. Inside of the shared data. Huh. I wonder if there's some layers here. Hold on just a quick sec. Hold on just a quick sec. Let me disable this. Let's go to color. I've got a breakpoint here. Okay, disable the breakpoint. I don't want to be at this breakpoint anymore. Okay. Oh, you know what? I actually don't have a background color set. That's why. That's probably related. Advanced colors, new tab background color. Let's do something really dramatic. Let's go deep purple. Hey, and it's working inside of preferences. See, like that's what we want. Now, obviously there's some bustage here, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's now that I know that this works, and that doesn't super surprise me because you know, I had originally fixed this issue, but I want to write a test to make sure content theme works for this sort of situation. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to develop a strategy for writing a test for content theme. That's basically my goal here. So what's a good strategy for testing content theme.js? Well, the first step is there already a test for content theme.js? So where does content theme.js live? Content theme.js lives under browser-based content. So if there's going to be a test for it, it's probably going to be under here in the test folder. Static. I'm going to guess page style sounds right, but it's not. That's not it. Page style is like the page style menu right here. I got a feeling there is no tests for content theme right now. Let's just take a quick peek at when this was introduced, see if any tests got landed. I reviewed this stuff. Oh, well, hold on. When this originally landed, did it land with tests? No, and it. Oh wait, test. Oh, there are web extension tests. Right. Right, but and that makes sense. Like we want to make it so that web extensions can do this stuff. for sure, like like this Firefox color business, but we're not testing the web extension part of this. What we're testing is the content theme, like sort of sub part, and that does not have a test written for it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to write a new test. It doesn't seem like there doesn't seem to be an existing test for content theme.js. So let's write one. And how are we going to do that? Are there tests for like lightweight theme manager that we can crib off of? Just X theme. How about lightweight theme consumer? Not really, eh? Okay, we're going to be kind of breaking new ground here. Okay, so here are the steps as I see them. Create browser-based content test content theme. Maybe we'll just call it content. What's the what does the rest of the stuff in that directory look like? Yeah. Yeah, all right. And we're going to call this content theme. Content theme, camel cased. Browser parent theme, content theme in process tab. And then, so we'll start there. Let's start by creating a new directory so we can shut this down. Let me pump up the font so you can see what I'm doing. Sorry. Clear. All right, cd browser base content test. We're going to create a new directory called content theme. And then we're going to create a file called browser.ini inside of content theme. And what you normally do, well, now let's add that to version control tracking. And I also want to make sure that I don't have to add it to a moz.build, do I? Moz.build. Look for the tests. Doesn't look like it. It looks like it already seems to know under some higher level moz.build here that, oh, here we go. I would have to add it here, content theme. There we go. And that's going to hook into the sort of the browser Chrome test infrastructure. So it knows to run that folder now. And let's see what to put inside our browser.ini. Like, yeah, this is like the sort of the simplest is you just put nothing. And then what I'll do is I'll say like mock add test browser. Whoop, go back to the root. Mock add test browser based content test browser content theme. Then we're going to create this test and it's going to be called this browser content theme in process tab. And it's done the work of adding to the list here. And I'm going to add the file that we just created. let's build so that all the repackaging is done, and we'll make sure that this very simple boilerplate test will run and pass, and then we've got something we can work with. Okay, so mock test. Come on now. All right, so it passed. Very straightforward. Nothing of value was being tested, but that's okay. Oh, does it not know? Okay, I don't understand why it's complaining about this. I think I have to tell it that like I have to configure ESLint for this somehow. Let me just find the configuration. ESLint RC. Is there another ESLint thing that I have to do? What are these special incantations? Is there an ESLint under here? What is this file? Where am I? Who are you? That's under browser-based content. How come, for example, this one, which has add task, isn't being complained about? I think it's because there's a file that's in each of these. I see. That's what I want. So I'm going to create a new file called .eslintrc.js. I'm going to paste that in there. .eslintrc.js. Names at the beginning of dot. Yeah, do it. I mean it. And let's see what that does. Let's save this file and see what happens. It's going to run ESLint again, and hey, our errors go away. Okay, so now we have to add that to tracking as well. hg add browser base content test content theme dot eslintrc. Okay. Now we are in shape. Now let's start writing a test. So what is this test going to do? Write a test that registers lightweight theme. Basically, I want to temporarily extend. I basically want to do this. I want to like extend lightweight theme child so that it like registers for our new about page programmatically, like at the time. I mean, the other thing I could do is I could load this document, one of these documents inside of here. Yeah, like you can load. I'm pretty sure if I like load this document, yeah, that'll do nicely. That's probably simpler instead of trying to like sort of tinker around with trying to make this dynamic. I'd probably have to like deregister and then re-register. What I'll just reuse one of these things that already exists. Let's use the history sidebar. So what we'll do is we will open that in a new tab, test in process tab. And let's also describe what we're testing here. Tests that parent process, that tabs running in the parent process can hear about updates to lightweight themes via content-theme.js. Okay. So await browser test utils with new tab. Let's say const in process URI equals. We'll use the history sidebar URI as our destination for the tab so that we don't have to try to dynamically register a test page. Okay, so in process URI and then async browser. Let's await resolve, set timeout, resolve, 5 seconds. Cert, okay, true, okay. All right, so we expect that the we should see the history sidebar load inside of content briefly, and then 5 seconds will pass. Yep, that looks right. 4, 5, and then shuts down. Ooh, can't access property. Bookmarks event handlers undefined at on pop-up showing. Ooh. Fill in BH tooltip. So this might be a problem, like loading pop-up showing for the tooltip. Maybe let's try, instead of history sidebar, what happens if, what is this? Bookmarks history tooltip inc. And when's that brought in? It's included inside of bookmarks sidebar. And why was a tooltip being shown? Like if I've got my mouse and I put it away, if I don't cause a tooltip to be spawned. Yeah, we're fine. Okay, so I think this will be fine. So what we need to do now is we need to try to set the theme. We want to try to set some theme values and then see if they get reflected inside of the content. So what we'll do is for the history sidebar, sidebar.css background. I mean, this test is getting kind of familiar. What would be nice is if we could just kind of like sample the background color without having to worry about that it's like sidebar, background color sidebar. Text. And then I guess these get overridden. What's it actually setting these properties on? It goes and gets property element on a particular element. The element being set properties on what? Element is setting it on the body. I see. So I guess that's one thing we can do, because I don't want to know so much about what the sidebar is. I want to know whether or not the document body has these properties set. That's what I care about. Less about like whether like how the sidebar set. That's a detail. So what we're gonna do is we're going to await special powers spawn. What we're going to do is we're going to get at the content document body, and we're going to get at all of the properties. Can we enumerate the CSS properties? Because I know that you can do like yeah, what's it doing inside of content theme? It's doing like set attribute LW. It's doing set property lm style set property. So is there on document body style, we've got set property. Do we have enumerate property? Properties. Property is enumerable. We have this CSS2 property structure. Is this just like a key value store? I'm trying to remember how this thing works. What I want to know is like which ones actually have values. Style, can I do like for each, or can I array from it? No, because it's a key for let prop in console log prop. There we go. Okay. If here, I'm just sort of tinkering around here. If document body style prop. All right, run. Oh, right. What I want is, yeah, what are these things? Oh. Get property value. CSS style declaration. I want a description. I want the documentation of this structure. Document body style. What is that? That is a, nope, not style sheets. Just want the style structure. It's the CSS2 properties thing. Okay, this object, yes. From O'Reilly, no, not from O'Reilly Media. I want something more authoritative. Is that what this is, CSS style declaration? Okay. I mean, what we could do actually is just like if we know certain properties here, it's kind of a pain, but we could just like check, we could just like record those properties, have them be like properties that we check for. So like in fact, we could make that be inside of a shared utility that we'll call head.js. And we'll say default. What do you, I'm trying to remember what you do with head.js. I think you say, for head.js, you say support files. Yeah. And then head.js, we can put in our, sorry, I need to get that back in my clipboard. And then we'll say is const in content theme vars equals, because it's not a map, and we'll say it's this and this and this. Now, maybe I do want it to be a map, because like I'm gonna have to set these things. What's the interface for setting these things? Lightweight theme manager. I think this is the thing that you use to set get theme data, set fallback theme data holds. Like, how does this thing work? Loads a theme. How do I apply a theme? Update. Then we say here, create a theme. So just by creating it, that seems to be enough. How does it work? I don't know. Oh, load details, and then save startup data. We experiment. We get the window, and then maybe it's this. We send out this observer notification. That's enough. Looks like we actually have some other tests that do some of this stuff. Promise observed. Install theme. Promise observed. Lightweight theme style update. Do we do any like dispatching? It might be simplest to actually like create a very simple small theme. Install theme promise add-on installer. Where's this from? Head disco. Ugh, this is getting a pain. This is becoming a pain. Lightweight theme data, window, and theme. And then when we unload it, we set it to null. Consumer. All right, let's see if we can. Let's see if we can just set a color. Oh, thank you very much. I just got a tea delivery. It's coffee. It's coffee. Not tea, it's coffee. Delightful. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see if we can just set a color by dispatching a structure. We're going to just hack together a structure, see what happens. I'm just going to forget all this for a second. I want to see if we can let LWT data equal, and then what do we need? We need theme as some kind of structure, and we also need a window property, which is the ID of the top level window. So window doc shell outer window ID. Okay. And then I'm going to just await new promise resolve set timeout resolve 5 seconds. Let's see what kind of structure we can send. I want something like load. What does it do? Load colors, load theme, LWT styles, load details, dark theme. So it takes theme and dark theme if there are dark details, so that's optional. Dark theme. What's the default WT LW? Dark styles is null. So we'll set that to null, okay. Styles, experimental. No, we're just gonna go, so let's poke in some values here, like load details. What's load details? Load colors. Inside details. And it's going to go to styles. Load colors into styles. Styles accent color. So this is what it's writing in. Accent color, toolbar text. So let's write in NTP background. So that's what we're going to write in. Or even better, because I don't think we get new tab page by default, we're just going to say toolbar. What's a good color here? Toolbar. Let's just say toolbar. And then the color is going to be some RGB value in a string. So let's do red. Really strong. Let's see what this looks like. See if this actually works. So something happened, like the colors definitely changed, but it didn't get to the color I want. Theme, toolbar. What did it say? Did it say anything whenever I did it? What if I run color again? Oh, isn't that nice? Export. Test. Theme.zip. Manifest. Open with Sublime. Here we go. Maybe this is what I want. Like, what if I just take all of these things and I just put them in here? What will you do now? What do you think of that? All right. Let's just see. Let's just see what happens. Will it accept it? Or am I missing something? Here we go. Okay, okay. We're getting some colors applied. Very nice, very nice. That's all I wanted. Now for our purposes, for sidebar, we're going to use the sidebar ones. Just a random what was content theme? The lightweight theme property is sidebar, sidebar text, and sidebar highlight, and sidebar highlight text. It's probably sufficient to just get sidebar and sidebar text. So let's do that. Let's see what happens when I do this. Perfect. Yeah. We saw it briefly there. We're going to do some bolder colors here to make it easier. We're going to do green on red. And we'll put the await inside of here. So we should see yeah, good stuff. All right. So now that we know that we can do that, I think what I'd like to do is make this test safer by opening a new window and doing all the tests within that one window. Win equal browser test utils, open new browser window. And then we'll use that window's outer window to do our dirty work. So hold on a second. G browser is win.gbrowser and then URL. So let's see, that should open a new window. We'll need to close it. I forgot to close it when I was done. So it's not going to like that, but we should see that this one window is going to get opened and themed. There we go. There we go. And this one here, what's interesting is that we can theme individual windows. That's kind of the issue. That's the interesting thing about this infrastructure, is that individual windows can have different themes applied. So like if I were to open the sidebar here, it's not themed, and this one is. Okay, await browser, test utils, close, window, win. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're going to sidebar, let's set some const sidebar back BG color, say RGB 25500, and sidebar text color, we'll say 02550, yeah, and then we're going to replace these. And then the first thing we do when we reach inside here is we're going to, there's a lot of complaining from linting. So let's fix that up, and then we're going to say, okay, hold up. Before we get started, let's make sure that the variables are not set to anything. They're not set to these values. So sidebar BG color, sidebar text color. And then what we'll say is let styles equal content document body get computed style. No, we just need to get the style. I think we just need that. And then we want to see if what are the property names? It was like sidebar background color. If assert not equal styles get property BG color. Let's see what happens if I say that. Will this test pass? Oh, some commentary from Danny Colin. Theme, colors, toolbar? Danny Colin saying theme, colors, toolbar? Theme, object contains three other objects, colors, images, and properties. Well, we could actually test this. Like what we could do, take a look at the structure. By using our debugger here. If it'll just wake up. May have done it too early. All right, wake up. Hello. I think I freaked it out. Okay. There we go. And what I'll do is we're gonna set a breakpoint inside of lightweight theme consumer and wait for this observer notification to fire. And we're gonna take a look at what the structure is. So let's set our toolbar color to be that. Okay, we've got our data. So the structure is dark theme is null. Theme is, yeah, this key value pair. It's got a version string. That's interesting. And then all of these things in it, including fun URLs. But for our purposes, it looks like putting it under theme is okay. It doesn't seem to be complaining about the lack of a version. So just getting away with it. We're getting away with it. Okay. Let's see here. Did it pass? I don't remember. Let's run the test again. It did not because content document body is null. Content async inside of special powers. Content document. History sidebar. XHTML is, oh, it's a window. It doesn't have a body. So inside of content theme, it'll have a document element instead. Okay. Still doesn't like it because styles.getProperty. Oh, I think it's supposed to be get property value. Is that right? Document body styles. Style get property value. Style get property value. Yeah. Okay, so it likes that. And we're going to assert that the sidebar, what was the other color? Text color is not equal to sidebar text color. And then we're going to do this observer notification thing, and then we will assert that they are equal. And that might be enough for a test, just to sort of make sure everything's working. Oh, there's some conversion for alpha. So I wonder if, am I allowed to do this? 0, 2, 5, 5, 1. Is that, will it accept that? Okay. So for text, it's expecting an alpha value. All right. I don't mind that. Okay. So I'm reasonably happy with this. It does happen to know a little bit too much about sidebars, but hey, what are you gonna do? We could rewrite this test. I don't want to. These are the only like in process pages, and I don't want to have to add one here just for the test. And I also don't want to have to like monkey around with actor registration. So that's my justification here. Now, is there a way we can simplify this a little bit? We'll open this theming in a new window so that we don't have we don't accidentally, well, I don't know if we have to explain that. Content theme.js will always convert the color to RGBA. So they'll always convert the sidebar text color. So we need to compare against that. Now can we... You know what, that's probably fine. Now, cobble together a very simple theme that sets the sidebar background and text color. The sidebar background text color should have been set by content theme.js. That's what we expect. How's our length here? This is a bit long, so I'm gonna here. Seems okay. You know, as tests go, not bad. So let's now run this with verify to make sure. We'll run it in verify and headless to make sure that you know, hopefully it's a relatively stable test. It doesn't have any races that we haven't considered. While that's running, maybe let's talk about some quick questions. Could you please give an overview of the reason for the functional split between Bugzilla, Fabricator, Jira? Also, should Mozilla's Jira be publicly accessible? There are links from Bugzilla to both, but it seems only Fabricator is public. Okay. Yes, we use. Oh, hey, these are. I guess these are questions from Michael Kohler. I'm not entirely certain, but Michael Kohler is in the chat. Nice to see you, Michael Kohler. Let's try and answer some questions. Okay, so each one of these tools has a very different purpose, and we kind of bolt them together because there's not one great tool that does all of these things. Jira attempts to be everything for everyone. Jira as a product, if you're not familiar with it, Atlassian Jira tool is trying to be like a bug tracker as well as a project management tool and reporting and all these things. Bugzilla is a straight up bug tracker. That is its job. It is a bug tracker. That's what it's good at. And people have tried to bolt on project management capabilities onto it with limited to no to limited success. Very, very limited success. You can do some reporting, you can write some dashboards, but most people end up writing like basically their own scripts to do reporting, and it's kind of a pain basically to do kind of project management within Bugzilla. So that's an interesting so let's write some of that down. Jira is good as a project management tool. It is less good as a bug tracker. It is much worse as a tool for doing development in the open. And the reason for that is because Jira is something that you buy a license for. Every user of Jira, you have to buy a license for it. And so we want people to be able to contribute to the Mozilla code base. We want people to be able to see what's going on. And so we do most of our development work in Bugzilla so that people can contribute, because we can't afford to like pay for a Jira license for every like person who just kind of emerges out of the ether and wants to contribute. So what we do is we kind of glue them together. So Bugzilla is an open source bug tracker tool, a very good, very powerful bug tracking tool, but a pretty bad project management tool. Is a free open source bug is since we have to pay a seat license per user. Mozilla instance. So what we do is we have a tool that glues Bugzilla and Jira together to try and give us the best of both worlds. So when you file a bug in Bugzilla, a Jira ticket, for projects that are using, because not every project within Mozilla is using Jira for project management. When you file a bug in Bugzilla for a project that's using Jira for project management, a Jira ticket is automatically created that mirrors the Bugzilla bug, and they stay in sync. And that way, project management, product management get their fun and fancy reports and can do like prioritization and see sort of the big picture, which is hard to do within Bugzilla. It's very difficult to see sort of the big picture of all of the work. It's much easier to do that in Jira. And engineering gets to do the development in Bugzilla in the open, presuming the bugs are not marked confidential for security, privacy, or partnership reasons. Let's see. Fabricator is an open source code review tool. Or I shouldn't say that that's true. Differential is an open source code review tool that's part of the Fabricator suite of developer tools. It's another set of tools that tries to be everything for everyone, but we just use the code review part for the most part. some other, like, there are some other bits that we use, but mainly we just use differential, which is for code review. And then Bugzilla integrates with differential. We've got some scripts and stuff so that whenever you use MozFab to submit patches to differential, then Bugzilla hears about it. So basically, and MozFab knows how to talk to both. So basically, we've got like these three tools: Bugzilla, Fabricator, Bugzilla and Fabricator via MozFab. That's for code review. Bugzilla Jira via background Jira sync thing. That's for project management. Bugzilla is for open development. Jira is for project management. I guess I'm being redundant here. Management, reporting, etc. Let's see. Any questions? Jira's for top secret stuff? No, because Bugzilla has sometimes top secret stuff. You can file confidential bugs in Bugzilla. You can file security bugs in Bugzilla. Top secret, like Bugzilla has been vetted for like the top secret stuff, like for, you know, oh, there's been a security incident. There's like a chem spill. Here's an exploit. Like that stuff can go in Bugzilla. We feel comfortable doing that. It's been, you know, the sort of the security characteristics of Bugzilla are pretty well known, and I think we do trust it. But it's more, we mainly use Jira not for secret things, but for project management. You know, it allows project managers and product managers to see like reports and Kanban boards and, you know, that sort of stuff. So I don't know if that answers the question. The functional split. Also, should Mozilla's Jira be publicly accessible? It can't be. It can't be because we can't afford it. Like we can't. I don't think the permissions are fine-grained enough for us to have certain parts of it be open and the parts that we can't have open, like for security issues, be closed. Like we don't have that power over it, at least as far as I can tell. And the interesting stuff, like the development work, in my opinion, was the interesting stuff's in Bugzilla. And if for the projects that are using Jira and Bugzilla together, any sort of commentary that goes into Jira ultimately gets mirrored to Bugzilla anyways. So are there some projects that are only within Jira? Maybe. But they were never in Bugzilla to begin with. I'm trying to think of like one that's worth mentioning. I think like for Firefox desktop stuff, it's like it's using the two-way sync. I'll give you a really good example. A team that's really piloted out this whole Bugzilla Jira sync thing is the web extensions team. They've really sort of proven out that they can do it this way. And it's given us like the best of both worlds where development is occurring within Bugzilla. Let's see if we can find like a web extension, like an example. If we browse web extension general, or how about front end? Let's look at a recent ticket. This one was filed, I don't know, P5. Where is there a good example? Is there like a add-ons Jira? Here's one where it's like, this is part of a project that's being mapped to a Jira ticket. And so the Jira integration bot is keeping them in sync. And so anything in the Jira ticket that's being said will be mirrored over here, I believe. And right now it looks like nothing's been said here. Let's see if we can find a more interesting one. Maybe a closed one. Resolved whiteboard. Add-ons Jira. Someone mentioned that there's GitHub sync with Jira for VPN. Yes, that's also true. I don't work on any projects that are like any Mozilla like products that are done in GitHub for the most part. Like there are some Mozilla subsystem things that are in GitHub, but for the most part, I work with Bugzilla and Mercurial and Jira for like the project management stuff. So here's an example of some stuff related to Manifest v3. Like I want to find something where there was like you could see Jira activity occurring. Jira integration bot hooked it up. I'm not finding any good examples here. I'm just like picking randomly. Care automation when the patch got posted. Maybe the reason that I'm not seeing any is for the most part all of the commentary happens in Bugzilla, all the communication, which is the right move, right? Like, I won't lie, I've used Jira. I don't like it. So I'm not surprised that the engineers are having all of their conversations in Bugzilla. Yeah, that's right, Danny Cole. Yeah, exactly. Bugzilla is where all the default communications are occurring. Yeah. So, but like things like the priority and the story points are, I think, synced between Jira. Like when can I see all of the timeline? Expand all. When were the story points set? Does it say? Maybe when it was originally created. So it's possible, for example, that when this got created, yeah, at some point the story points and the priority kind of got mapped. But like that's the sort of stuff that's getting synchronized between Jira and Bugzilla. I don't know if that's helpful. I will happily admit that I anytime I'm forced to be in Jira for some kind of conversation, it is a nightmare, and I much prefer to be inside of Bugzilla. So yeah, I hope that answers that question. When is it enough to just restart the browser? And when does mock build faster need to be run? This is a great question and not immediately obvious, and I can't actually say if I know for certain. Projects that are Jira centric are the ones that don't involve code. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah. This is a great question. I think it's going to be different from platform to platform, actually, since I think on some platforms the way that symlinks work is different from others, and symlinking is kind of the magic that's making it so that you don't need to run mock build faster. Because so what mock build faster does is repackages a bunch of files, into a directory that's then read by the firefox.exe or Firefox binary at runtime. And sometimes we can get away with symlinking instead of repackaging. Sometimes not, though. Specifically for pre-processed files. Anything that's got like ifdefs, anything that has ifdef in it or needs to run some extra like build time step, we can't just we have to invoke that build time step. If you are not sure, try it. Like make a change in a file and restart the browser. Or sometimes reload the page. Maybe that's enough. Reload the page and see, like if you're working on an in-content page, and see if the change is there. If not, then try mock build faster. Or if you are feeling adventurous, try mock watch, which will do the mock build faster for you in the background. Okay, so hopefully that answers that question. Oh yeah, the Smurf D has oh man, an amazing memory, because Smurf D just point to what these different mock build commands mean. So let's put that in there. And mock build faster, yeah, to be clear, mock build faster is what you want to run only if you're changing JavaScript, HTML, CSS, or Zool. If you've changed any of the binaries, or if you don't have a binary, like if you've just pulled down a fresh build and you've clobbered or something, you can't just run mock build faster. You have to run mock build. So this is like the one that'll do everything. This will just do the repackaging step, and this will just do the compilation of binary changes without doing the repackaging step. So you can think of this as the superset of this and this. And so if you're really not sure, mock build will do it, but that will take longer, and mock build faster just does the repackaging step if you're changing these things. But you don't always have to do that, because sometimes symlinking works on your platform. Like on macOS, it's very handy that I think symlinks work more or less right out of the box nicely, and on Linux as well. I think it's Windows that's like the problem child for symlinks. And so you don't always have to run mock build faster. Sometimes the changes manifest immediately with just doing a restart. And you don't even need mock when you're just making extensions. That's right. You don't need to do mock build at all. If you're just making an extension, then reloading the extension, there's like this tool, WebExt. If you're not familiar with WebExt, this is a tool that allows you to like build and run extensions, like web extensions that you're developing. And if you use WebExt run, it will watch the directory, and then if you change a file within your extension directory, it will automatically like repackage, uninstall, and then reinstall the extension in the version of Firefox that you're running with WebExt run, which is very handy. So I hope that answers that question. When do you need to rebuild when running tests and when not? When do you need to rebuild when running tests and when not? It's sort of like the same question. The only time you need to rebuild is if you need to, do a build time step. So maybe you've made some binary changes. If you've made binary changes or need to run a build time step like pre-processing, then you need to rebuild. Otherwise, if you're I've noticed that on Linux, Windows, and Mac OS, you don't need to run mock build. I've noticed that when changing just test files, you don't need to run mock build at all when modifying the test. You can just modify the test file and then rerun the test. And I think that's because the test script is actually it's not packaged, it's not packaged during mock build or anything. It's packaged as part of mock test, like the test runner infrastructure. And what is the easiest way to figure out which try jobs should get run to get maximum confidence? I would say one way to do it is mock try auto. So that's using machine learning to try and run the tests that are relevant for the files that are being touched in the most recent set of commits. So that's a good thing you could try. Sometimes you just got to know where the tests are for the things that you're working on. Oftentimes, that'll be in one of the sibling directories of the current folder of the file that you're in, or a sibling, like a sibling of a parent folder. So for example, in here, is there a test folder? No. But if I go up one, is there a test folder? Yeah, there's some tests here. So maybe the tests that I need for the thing are in here. Oh, themes. You kind of want to hunt around and find the closest. You want to do like almost like a reverse depth first search. Is that correct? Yeah, depth first. And try and find the relevant tests. And sometimes that involves like kind of manual searching around using SearchFox. But if you're not sure, if you just want to see what'll happen, Mock Try Auto is a great choice. It's got sort of a lot of information about what tests people tend to run when touching certain files, and then it will rerun, and what tests tend to fail when certain files have been touched in the past. And so it uses that information to try and put together the right set of jobs to run. So Mock Try Auto is a pretty decent approach. So our test verify thing ran perfectly. It's done. I think I'm ready to commit this. One thing I'll note is that we didn't end up putting anything inside of. We should get rid of this. Any of the preferences changes, we should get rid of those. And we didn't end up using. Oh yeah, this too. What else did we not end up using? We didn't end up using head.js at all, so I think we can get rid of head.js. HGRM. I think we just HG forget browser components or browser-based content theme. Nope. Content browser-based content test content theme head.js. It's already untracked. Okay, great. So then we'll just remove it. And then we have to remove the reference to it inside of browser.ini. And then I think we've got ourselves a patch. Test that tabs running in the parent process can hear about updates to lightweight themes via content theme.js. This test uses the loads the history sidebar document in a tab to avoid having to create a special parent process page for lightweight theme, for the lightweight theme actors, JS window actors. All right, so I'm going to commit this. What was the bug number? This one, bug. Add a test for content theme for in-process tabs. And you know what I should do is I'm going to set leave open on this because the export submit tip. And with that, I think we're pretty much done the episode. We got our patch up for review. So, hey, thank you so much for watching episode 293 of The Joy of Coding. I hope that was interesting. I hope that was somewhat informative. Let me know what you thought. You can submit your thoughts in the Rate This Episode form. You can also tell me, what you think we should do for episode 300. Got any special ideas? Just let me know. And with that, I'm going to close this out. Thanks again for watching. I will hopefully see you next week. Have yourselves a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.
The joy of coding.
See ya.